are you sensitive to other people's energy? In case we haven't met yet, I'm jessxgoh. I'm the sole founder of Life in Confidence. And this is a common question that I get asked quite often from my clients and workshop participants. And they ask me, how do you manage your energy? Do you get exhausted after providing trauma recovery sessions and workshops? How do you do it? And the thing is that I was very much just like them when I started my healing journey. And it's taken me a while to figure out how to be able to hold space for someone without getting caught up in their energy. And there's a couple of things that you need to know if you really want to manage your energy properly. The thing is that we get caught up so much in the physical that we forget that we are also energetical. So let me give you an example of this, okay? So money. We think money is this solid paper. And for us to get this solid paper, we need to work hard for it. We need to chase for it. We need to do something to get it, right? So we're so focused on the physical reality, but we've forgotten that receiving and giving money is an energetic exchange. And first and foremost, money is an energetic exchange. So what do I mean by that? When you present your value to someone who is looking for your services, for example, whether it's a job, whether it's running your own business, or whether you're selling a product, okay? The value holds energy. People can feel that energy. They will feel drawn to it or they would feel repelled by it. The right person will feel drawn to it and give you money for what you're worth because they feel your energy, they see your value. And so it's an energetic exchange first, and then the transaction happens, and that's when you receive your cash. That's when you receive your crypto or your assets, whatever it is. So the physical occurs afterwards. The energy occurs first. And it's the same with love, right? If you're wanting a relationship or you're dating someone and there's people that you can feel they hold value, whether it's their physique, whether it's their beautiful hearts, whether it's their personality, whether it's the way they present themselves. And it's a feeling that you get that makes you drawn to this person. It's a feeling, it's all energy. And so the exchange happens when you physically want to meet them in the physical world through a date, committing to a relationship, proposing them through a marriage. That's the physical exchange. But to get to that point, it's an energetic exchange first. So this is why it's really important we focus on looking after our energetic container first, because our energy ripples out into our physical reality. It's just like with our health. So much so that so many of us are so fixated on the physical side of health, but they forgot that you need to address your energy first for that to ripple out into your physical body. So when people are trying prescriptive medication, surgery, this mainstream medical system that a lot of the time doesn't work, and to some point it does work. And it's because people are not addressing the energetic cause of their health problems. Emotions, trauma, because that's all energy. So if you don't address that, the sexual shame, the anger, the resentment, the grief of losing a loved one, if you don't address that, it will show up in your physical body. The body keeps the score. The body will always tell you what you need to let go of, to heal, to pay attention to. Because it's all energy in the end. And so when you change your energy, you change your physical reality. So coming back to how I'm able to manage my energy and not get caught up in other people's energy is that first and foremost, I need to learn how to manage my energy myself. It's not about controlling the other person or avoiding them at all cost. I actually have to look after my energetic container. So first of all, trauma. So for me, when I started out my coaching business, I always get exhausted from holding space for others. And I would feel depleted. And I would feel the heaviness. And I struggled to stop thinking about that person and what they've been through. Like I would take it on and bring it into my personal life and keep talking about it. And that's not healthy because I didn't know that there is an importance of creating boundaries with energy. So I had to go through my trauma recovery experience to start letting go of the hooks and the triggers when I engage with someone that would evoke a certain emotion in me. So 100% trauma recovery, first and foremost, you need to address the trauma, the emotions, the heavy energy that you're holding within yourself first, so you're not constantly triggered and hooked into other people's traumatic experiences. So then it wouldn't trigger you and you collapsing into that trigger or that trauma or that heavy emotion. And even when I did trauma recovery with my mentor back then, I kept feeling ungrounded. I kept feeling exhausted. I kept feeling negative. And I think the mistake that he made back then was he didn't rebalance me. He didn't allow me to bring myself back into the present so I'm not caught up in the past. He wasn't able to integrate the session properly. And this is what I provide for my clients as much as I can, is to integrate and ground them and rebalance their energy and showing them and guiding them that they are the light that's in their heart. And so are you. You are the light that's in your heart. And so am I. I am the light that's in my heart. Because trauma is not who we are. It's just part of the human experience. And you can choose trauma to be your identity or not. So it's really important that you find the right mentor who can help you release layers and layers and layers of trauma and rebalancing your energy and teaching you how to rebalance your energy so you can sustainably have the tools in place to do this for yourself. The second thing is, how do we minimize being interfered with our energy through other people's energy, whether it's having a conversation with our mothers, and sometimes those conversations can be very negative, very draining because they like to complain, they like to gossip, whatever the characteristic is. And I say this because I do experience that with my mother. And when I find myself feeling, I'm starting to feel resentful because I don't want to listen to this bullshit anymore. So I have a boundary with my mother and say, look, Mom, I've got a lot of work to do. I have to go. I'll see you in person next month. And I just end the call. because I don't want to continue the conversation and take on that negativity. It's just not necessary. And I am not her sister. I am not her mother. And I don't need to know this information about her gossip with her sister. So I'm not interested. There's bigger and better things that I need to focus on other than hearing gossip. And we need to start setting boundaries with people through these conversations. If you're not feeling like this conversation is serving you, then you need to communicate with that person and be honest and direct and transparent. And when you're honest and direct and transparent, it kind of brings it to their awareness that what they're sharing with you is probably not something that they should continue. It's probably a habit that they shouldn't continue. Or they might feel triggered as well. However, if it's someone who is a friend and they seeking for help, they just want to connect with you as a friend and just share their problems with you, now that's a different story. You're just simply holding space for them and listening to them. And the best thing you can do is not to give any coaching advice, because they need to come to that realization for themselves how to move forward in their life. And you're not taking any responsibility, any accountability by giving them advice. The other thing is, you might feel that other people's energy can really interfere with you. So let's say you go to an event, whether it's a social event, a networking event, or a self-development seminar, and there's so much energy going on because there's a lot of people. And it can get very exhausting, especially if you are childhood trauma number 1, where you've experienced trauma in mum's womb. And with this trauma, they are very sensitive to people's energy. They can't be with people too long because they're very introverted, very shy, and their energy is inward, not outward. So what I do recommend when you experience yourself in these situations is definitely get an energetic protection tool. So I'm wearing 2 different ones, and it has made a massive difference in how I show up with the world, and also how I'm able to manage my energy to be more grounded, especially holding space for my clients. So this one here is the Stellar Yellow Pendant, and it's being created by this bioengineer in Melbourne, Australia. And this pendant, he tested it through kinesiology and other tools. And this pendant, what it does, it protects you from human-generated energy. So if you don't want to take on human-generated energy, I highly recommend you wear this necklace, this pendant. And so human-generated energy, it could be someone who's grieving, someone who has an entity hooked on them. It could be someone who has taken the CV vax and they're experiencing viral shedding, and energetically it interferes with your energetic field, and you start to feel the symptoms of CV when it's not really CV, it's just a viral shedding from someone who's taken the V. So you would want to protect yourself by wearing this. This also protects energetic interferences from EMFs, so radiation that is generated from our watch, from the fridge, from our modems, the internet, the 4G, 5G towers, all those sorts of things, being on the aeroplane. So this radiation interferes with your energy, right? You might feel a lot more anxious than usual, unsettled. It's because of this EMF and radiation energy. Then you also have energy interfering with the earth, such as the planets. So think of it this way. When you feel the sun, what sort of energy does the sun give out to you? It's usually very intense, very strong. You might feel, that ray of sunshine feels good on my skin. Or there are days where you're like, oh my God, this sun is just so intense, I need to get away, right? So that's the same with the moon. When you're under the moonlight and it's nighttime, what sort of energy do you feel? Do you feel calm and settled? Or do you feel very reflective and intuitive and emotional? So every planet, there's a certain energy that it evokes within ourselves. And there's so much high frequencies coming through into the Earth grids from other planets and stars to activate and upgrade the energy on this planet and the consciousness of humanity. Now, this is another conversation that I can go into, but it's not relevant for this video. So every single planet holds a different energy. For example, Jupiter holds the energy of expansion. It's all about abundance and opportunities. And then you've got Saturn, and it's the grandfather of all planets. And Saturn is all about wisdom and karma. How can we grow from this? So when we go through a retrograde, a solstice, there's energy that's occurring in the planets. So I highly recommend the yellow stellar pendant to protect you from the interferences that's going on with the planets on the Earth, with people and artificial energy, radiation. And you can even wear this pendant, if you're in the hospital as well, or going for an X-ray, or going through the airport in the security and where there's an X-ray with your body as you go through security in the airport. Definitely wear the pendant to protect your energy. And I also have the shungite. And this is a really beautiful, powerful, grounding and protective tool to wear. I highly recommend it. So this has really helped me with my emotional work. And shungite is known for protecting you from EMF radiation, but it also has healing properties. It's really great to repel negative energy from people in your environment, and it also brings a lot of luck in your life. I've noticed I had to process a wounded experience with a man that I was attracted to, and it was the father wounding that I had to heal within myself. And once I went through the grieving process, I started to wear this, and it calmed myself down. It grounded me. And usually it takes me a lot longer to integrate from something like that, from a rejection, from a betrayal, whatever emotional wounding that shows up for me. It takes me a bit to integrate, but ever since wearing this, I've integrated my healing process so much faster, a lot more faster than I could expected. So I do highly recommend wearing energy protection tools on a daily basis to minimize the interferences of energy that we take on from other people and from entities as well. And this is why we experience bad dreams or nightmares. So we're allowing ourselves to be very open in our energy, in our energetic container. So it's really important that we start wearing these tools to protect ourselves. And you can click on the link in the description below to grab yourself these tools. And you can enter the code HurrySpring for 15% off. And I would love to hear your thoughts, how you go with these energy protection tools, because I can definitely feel a difference as soon as I start wearing them. And I hope these tools become a blessing in your life with managing your energy hygiene as well. If you'd like to learn more about managing and protecting your energy, you can click on the link below to my other YouTube channel where I talk about energy interferences, nightmares and dreams and all that sort of stuff, which you can learn more there. So it's really important that you focus on your inner work, processing the trauma, integrate it successfully, and have energy protection tools to look after your energetic container to minimize the interferences and influences to get involved in other people's hooks and their hidden agendas. So I really hope this video has given you some clarity around how to manage your energy and why energy is important. That should be your number one self-care, is managing and looking after your energy. So that ripples out into your physical body and it ripples out into your physical reality. So things can really shift faster when you look after your energy. And you might want to consider, what is weighing you down in terms of your energy? What are you saying yes to that isn't serving you? What is it that you need to let go of? What is it that you need to declutter in your home that's holding on energy that is not serving you? So everything is all energy, baby. And as soon as you know how to change your energy, you can change your life. So if you feel called to dive deeper in your healing journey with me, I'm really excited to share with you that I have a couple of experiences showing up, and I have one on the full moon past life trauma clearing circle, which you can join me via Zoom or at my place in Bondi Beach. You can click on the links below to learn more and to also book yourself a ticket to join me live there if you feel called to let go of any karmic ties and old patterns from past lives that's showing up in this current lifetime. I also am running my Transforming Trauma 2-day workshops in South Australia, in Victoria, and in Japan. And in these 2-day workshops, you will experience a massive shift, no doubt about it, as long as you're open and receptive. So we will dive in and go through family constellations for you to bring awareness to your current situation. And maybe you might need an ancestral constellation or a relationship constellation that you need to look into, that you need to shift in this current reality. And that's going to give you massive insights and downloads about yourself, about your situation, how to move forward, and a healing process within itself. There will also be Tai Chi, core energetics, bioenergetics, and body work for you to release trauma and stagnant energy on a physical level, so you feel safe in your physical vessel and you feel safe to connect with other participants and to be in this sacred space. Then we'll dive deeper into the emotional and psychological process through Gestalt therapy, where we're going to explore the 5 different stages of your childhood upbringing, and also the different timelines that you've experienced: past life, present life, future life, quantum life, and so much more. There will be ancestral, past life, and childhood trauma clearing through galactic healing, light language, high frequencies, sound therapy. And you will also be grounded through chanting meditation and some core energetic exercises, and the list goes on and on and on. There's so much involved in the 2-day workshop, and if you feel called to learn more or to book a clarity call just to see if this experience is right for you, please make sure you click on the links below to find out more. And I'm more than happy to answer any of your questions that you have around my workshops. If you need to be on a payment plan, for my workshops, please book a clarity call and we can discuss how we can make it happen for you. So may this serves you, my love. And if you got something from this video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, give this video a like, comment below and share it with your loved ones. And remember to be the light that's in your heart.